The WSA Full Stack Web Development Internship is a hands-on, project-based program focused on the MRN stack, MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. Rather than just learning concepts in isolation, the internship is built around actually shipping a real application. My project was Food Genie, an AI-powered food ordering platform. The format combined guided learning sessions with independent implementation, along with mentor code reviews and milestone-based submissions, so I was building continuously throughout the internship, not just at the end. Going into this internship, there were 4 things I wanted to walk away with. First, bridging the gap between academic JavaScript knowledge and actually building a deployable product. Second, getting real, working proficiency in the MRN stack, not just knowing what each piece does, but knowing how they fit together. Third, developing end-to-end thinking, understanding how the front-end, back-end, database, and APIs all connect into one working system. And fourth, building job-ready habits, version control, debugging, and a professional development workflow. So what exactly is Food Genie? At its core, it's a food ordering platform. Users can discover restaurants, browse menus, and place orders, similar to apps like Zomato or Swiggy. But the requirement was to layer AI-assisted features on top of that classic flow. Breaking that down, the core requirements were user accounts, so people can sign up and manage their profile, browsing and search across restaurants and menus, a cart and checkout flow, including entering a delivery address, payment processing for confirmed orders, order history so users can track past orders, and AI-powered recommendations that suggest dishes or restaurants based on user behavior. Before diving into the tech stack, it's worth quickly explaining what full-stack development actually means. A full-stack developer works across every layer of a web application. The front-end is what the user actually sees and interacts with, built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and in our case, React. The back-end handles the business logic and server-side processing, that's Node.js and Express. The database is where data is persisted, MongoDB, in this project. And the connector between all of these is the API layer, HTTP, REST APIs, and JSON, which is how the front-end and back-end actually talk to each other. MRN stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node, and the reason this combination works so well together is that it's JavaScript end-to-end. MongoDB is a NoSQL database that stores data as flexible, JSON-like documents, which pairs naturally with JavaScript objects. Express is a lightweight framework on top of Node that makes it much easier to build REST APIs and handle routing and middleware. React is the front-end library I use to build a fast, component-based user interface. And Node.js is the JavaScript runtime that powers the server, meaning I could write both my front-end and back-end logic in the same language, which made context switching a lot easier while building this project. Here's how Food Genie is structured at a system level. The client, built in React, handles the UI, routing, and local state. It talks to the server over HTTP using REST APIs, sending and receiving JSON. The server, built with Node and Express, handles authentication, business logic, and exposes the REST endpoints. It then talks to MongoDB using Mongoose as the ODM, or Object Document Mapper, to read and write data, users, restaurants, and orders. On top of that, the server also integrates with third-party and AI services, specifically the payment gateway and the AI recommendation logic, so those external dependencies sit at the server layer rather than being exposed directly to the client. On the database side, I structured Food Genie around 4 main MongoDB collections. Users store name, email, a hashed password, address, and an order history reference. Restaurants store name, cuisine type, rating, location, and a reference to their menu items. Menu items store the name, price, category, which restaurant they belong to, and an image URL. And orders tie it all together, storing the user, the items ordered, total amount, current status, delivery address, and payment status. Structuring it this way meant menu items reference their parent restaurant, and orders reference both the user and the specific items, which keeps queries efficient as the data grows. Pulling that together, here are the core features I built. Restaurant discovery, with search and filtering by cuisine, rating, and location. Menu browsing and cart management, so users can add and remove items and see live cart totals. A secure checkout flow covering address entry, order summary, and payment. Order tracking, so users can view current and past orders. AI-powered recommendations, personalizing dish and restaurant suggestions. And a responsive UI, so the experience holds up whether you're on desktop or mobile. On the front end, I structured the UI around reusable components, a navbar, restaurant card, menu list, cart, and checkout component. Navigation between pages, home, menu, cart, and orders, is handled with React Router. For state management, I used hook/context API, describe what you actually used, to manage cart and authentication state across the app, and Axios to call the backend REST APIs, with form validation on the checkout and payment steps. On the back end, I built RESTful API endpoints for restaurants, menus, cart operations, and orders. Mongoose schemas map directly to the MongoDB collections I mentioned earlier. Authentication is handled with JWTs, and passwords are hashed with BCRYPT before being stored. I added middleware for request validation, error handling, and guarding authenticated routes. And the payment gateway is integrated at the order confirmation step, once the user finalizes their cart. The AI layer is what sets Food Genie apart from a standard food ordering clone. Describe specifically what you built here. For example, I implemented a recommendation feature that suggests dishes based on a user's order history, using your actual approach, e.g. a simple collaborative filtering logic, or a call to an AI API. Beyond recommendations, the broader vision includes smarter search that goes beyond keyword matching, and optional conversational assistance to help users pick a meal or check an order status. No project goes perfectly smoothly, and I think the challenges are often the most valuable part to talk about. One challenge I ran into was, describe your actual challenge, e.g. keeping the front-end cart state in sync with the backend's calculated order total. I solved this by, describe your actual fix. Another challenge was, second challenge, e.g. structuring the MongoDB schema so menu items correctly linked back to their restaurant. I addressed that by, your fix, e.g. using a restaurant ID reference field and Mongoose population to join the data when needed. Now let's walk through the actual application. I'll go through the full user journey, starting from the home page, browsing restaurants, opening a menu, adding items to the cart, going through checkout, completing payment, and finally viewing the order in order history. To wrap up, this internship gave me hands-on, end-to-end experience with the MRN stack, from designing the database schema all the way to building the UI. I got much more comfortable structuring REST APIs and connecting them cleanly to a React frontend, and debugging across the full stack rather than just one layer at a time. I also got real experience working against project timelines and milestones, which is different from typical coursework. Looking ahead, there's clear room to keep building on this, deploying the app publicly, expanding the AI recommendation engine with a more robust approach, adding real-time order tracking notifications, and polishing the UI with proper automated testing. Thank you for watching. I'm happy to answer any questions, and you can find my contact details and the project repository on screen. Thanks again. Hi everyone, my name is Ramuni Saishashank, and today I'll be presenting my internship project, Food Genie, an AI-powered food ordering platform I built during the WSA-MRN Stack Internship 2026. Here's what I'll walk you through: a quick overview of the internship itself, the goals I was working toward, the project brief and requirements, a primer on full-stack development and the MRN stack, the architecture and database design behind Food Genie, the key features and how I implemented them, and finally, the challenges I faced, what I learned, and a live demo of the app in action.